I'm Laura, the library lady, and I would like to welcome you to this episode. It's Friday! We made it 3 weeks with schools being closed. I hope the schools are closed where you are so you can stay safe from this virus. Well, this is my local paper. Do you see it there? The Maryland Gazette. And this is the Wednesday, April 1st edition. We don't get a paper every day. This is Wednesday's paper. And let me read this article to you. It's called Chromebook Handouts, Wi-Fi Parking Lots, County Moves to Remote Learning. So you see how I have my paper all spread out like this? And this is the Gazette, Capital Gazette Investigates. That's what section this is. But I'm going to fold this paper so it's a little easier for me to handle. And I'm an educator, and I've been doing some remote learning and instruction. Well, learning and instruction, and it's not easy. Let's look. And this article is by Noemi. I cannot say that word right. No. This is a blooper, boys and girls. I'm just going to say Naomi Harris. Took me 3 times, but I got it right. Arundel County Public Schools is planning online learning over an additional 4-week closure ordered because of the virus pandemic. And to do that, Superintendent George Arlato wants the public to set their expectations for the transition. Wow. In an interview Friday with the Capitol, Arlato explained how the school system will transition to online learning. Some of those ideas include setting up Wi-Fi parking lots and handing out Google Chromebooks to students who don't have online access at home. Girls and boys, that's very important. Not only do you have to have a device, but you have to have internet access. All of us understand that our mindset of educational delivery has to come to change, he said. The way we deliver lessons and instruction he says March 1st, but I believe he meant to say April 1st, is now going to be very different. That's true, boys and girls. Going to school every day and staying home is very different. Moving forward, educators are expected to deliver instruction online and to use platforms such as Google Classroom, Google Meet, and Google Voice, Arlato said. To move online, teachers will have to adjust their delivery of education in their standards, following the direction given by the Maryland State Department of Education. The change comes after State Superintendent Karen B. Salmon announced last Wednesday that schools will continue to remain closed until April 24th. But that information will be available on equitable standards and expectations for students. Wow. Did you see her on TV? I did. She was with Governor Hogan. Arlato said the state agency has put together work groups to establish those expectations. In the meantime, he said the school system will provide some solutions to challenges families may face. Yes, this is very challenging. The school system conducted a survey last week to gauge family accessibility to the internet and to devices that students can use for online learning. The system received more than 27,000 responses, a number that represents about 65,000 students. That's a lot of people, boys and girls. About 7% reported no internet connectivity, school spokesman Bob Moiser said. Out of those responses, 4,334 were from Spanish-speaking families, representing 16% of the total families who responded. To address the digital divide, school parking lots will be open starting next Tuesday for families and students to connect to Wi-Fi, upload or download educational materials. Additionally, the school system has nearly 45,000 Google Chromebooks, and so the technology team has been working to reconfigure the devices for students, Arlato said. Our plan is to distribute those Chromebooks to families that don't have a device, he said. This week, teachers will begin, or they did start, the transition to online learning and receive professional development on those Google tools. Students will also have the chance to turn in assignments before April 3rd. That's today. The third marking period, according to a letter posted by the system. Well, boys and girls, this article has more information, but this is a lot of information. Did you hear some words that you didn't know? Like, for example, do you know what a survey is? And how is a survey similar or different to a census? They use the phrase digital divide. What does that mean? And what is the Maryland State Department of Education? That's another good thing to talk about. Reconfiguration. What does that mean? So the nice thing about a newspaper, and let me, please forgive me for stepping out of the camera. My camera person is going to stay right there. I should have planned this better. I have a highlighter. And anytime that you're reading, boys and girls, you can use a highlighter, a marker, or a pencil to highlight or underline those words you may not know. So I'm going to highlight Maryland's Department of Education. See how I'm doing that, boys and girls? And I'm going to hold this paper up for you to see. I'm going to highlight the word internet connectivity. That's two words. That's a phrase. And then there was the word representing and all kinds of, accessibility. So you see how I'm highlighting? I've highlighted words that I don't know. So if it's a paper that belongs to you or it's a book that belongs to you, depending on what it is, you can highlight it. But boys and girls, never write in a book until you know for sure. So I'm looking at this, and another term, professional development. What does that mean? But you see how this marker here, or this highlighter, helps me see all the words? And if I had my pencil with me, I could draw and other things like that. Or you can circle. So you can work with your parents. So if you don't have a highlighter, it's okay. You can take a pencil and circle words you don't know. But you have to make sure it's okay to mark in your book. But a newspaper, you can always mark on that. Because a newspaper has so many different uses. You can cut out pictures, make a collage. And right here on the bottom, well, this is unfortunate. But on this very same page, they have, unfortunately, death notices. So let your parents talk to you about that. But they also have these flowers. You can color that and cut that out. And then they have some colors and pictures. And it says pets available for adoption. And your parents may not want you to see that because you may want a pet and your parents may be like, no way, we don't want a pet. And you're like, but he's so cute. So parents, sorry about that. I know that's a big fight because everyone would like a cat or a dog or a fish. I say if there's a dispute, get a plant. I have lots of plants. So boys and girls, I will not see you over the weekend, but I'll post again next week. And remember, Saturday's paper and Sunday's paper are coming out this weekend. And remember, Sunday papers have the comics, they have a special kids page, and all kind of activities that you can do. And remember, you can cut up old papers and do paper mache. We talked about that. And when we did the article yesterday about the whales, one of the things that I forgot to point out is that after you read all of these different things about these different whales, you can cut this out and you can cut the print from the picture and do a match. You know, what text match, what picture. So that's another way, because that's a great thing about newspapers. You can cut them out. Now remember, when you cut out a newspaper, it's double-sided. So make sure there's nothing on the back that you want. And boys and girls, if you're using scissors, always talk to your parents about that. Never run with scissors. Always be very careful with scissors so you or someone else don't get hurt. So have a great weekend, boys and girls, and I'll see you next week. This is Laura the Library Lady signing off. Bye!